Good morning and welcome to the Better Thyself segment of Dr. Lamba's Awakening Call. We often confuse envy with jealousy. Envy is something that can make you a better human being. Jealousy is something that downgrades you, demeans you, and takes away your capability to think, reason, and logically go ahead. Why people are jealous? That's $1 million question. Every life coach, every religious leader, every community leader says, don't be jealous. And yet all of them are themselves jealous. Why do people feel jealous? As a matter of fact, jealousy is something very normal. Although it's a negative emotion, it's not a positive one. But it's a great threat to relationships. As children, we are jealous of our siblings. We feel that they are gaining our parents' attention. But as we grow up, as we mature, the feeling of jealousy doesn't go away. As adults, we feel jealous of a colleague who has advanced, of a relation who is better off than ourselves, or of a new person who may be of interest to our friends. Jealousy is not one emotion, it's a constellation of emotions. And the base of all those emotions is quite far-ranging, from fear of loss, anxiety, danger, to anger, sadness, and humiliation. As a matter of fact, one scientific study conducted in 2013 reveals that 33% of the jealousy is determined by our genes. Our forefathers, if they were jealous, we have inherited that. If our parents, grandparents, great-grandparents, and so on have been generous, accepting, then we possibly would not be that jealous. But personality factors also affect whether you're jealous or not. If you lack self-esteem, if you don't have egoism, people criticize it, but I always say it's good. And if you're confident of yourself, then you don't need to feel jealous. And when you don't need to feel jealous, you are not jealous. It's extremely important to realize that jealousy is a normal reaction and there's nothing to be ashamed about of it. But it's a wake-up call that there is danger, forcing us to take steps to preserve a valued relationship. As I said earlier, jealousy can undermine all human relationships. So, why do we feel jealous? There are 3 mind traps. One great psychologist, Hill, says that jealousy becomes problematic when it arises in imaginary scenarios that makes us take such actions which are wrong. Basically, our reasoning mistakes are there. And those reasoning mistakes, those cognitive mistakes, lead us to misinterpret the truth. And when the truth is misinterpreted, then all negative emotions come up. And jealousy is the prime one because, as I said earlier, it's not one emotion, it's a constellation. It's a combination, collection of a number of emotions. The first reason why we are jealous is that people presume to be mind readers, and we ourselves presume that we are the mind readers of the others. We assume that a new friend is being welcomed and we are jealous of the newcomer because we assume that others think that he is smarter than we are, he is more well-off than we are, while such a case may not be there. Now, this mind reading can be especially harmful in the case of couples. Your partner talks to the other sex in a nice manner, and you think that they might be romantically linked without any reason, without any logic. So this misinterpretation of mind reading, which nobody is an expert at, and everybody assumes that he or she are expert at reading the mind of others. I love when I hear people saying, I know you better than you know yourself. So this false mind reading makes you feel jealous. There's a first mind trap. The second mind trap is personalization. We interpret everything in relation to ourselves. A friend has to come and he cancels a plan to come, calling you up and saying he is sick. Well, he might actually be sick. And you think that he is posing to be sick since he doesn't want to see you. Now, this is personalizing. Why has he to tell a lie to tell you that he doesn't want to see you? If he doesn't want to see you, he'll tell you that he doesn't want to see you. That your mug, your face is of no interest to him. And why should you impose yourself on that person? We fail to recognize the genuine, sincere action, and that makes us become jealous. And the third mind trap is fortune telling. When you predict the future actions of a person, like assuming that your boss will give promotion to your colleague rather than to you, you don't know whether it's going to happen or not. But you imagine, maybe they have been taking coffee together, maybe they have been talking, and those talks may be least connected either with the work or with you. But you either think that your friend is toting up to the boss, or your friend has close relationship, is trying to impress him, but the boss is impressed by him. Whatever, the mind reading leads to fortune reading through personalization. And these three mind traps are the major causes of your feeling jealous. And jealousy erodes. There's a difference. As I said earlier, jealousy is a normal human relationship, human emotion. So when you feel jealous, but you can control it, it's perfectly fine. But when you let the jealousy control you, that is the real pitfall in your relationships. So, how to get rid of these mind traps? There are three mind traps, and I'm going to suggest you a three-step awareness practice. You can avoid cognitive mistakes of these three mind traps: personalization, mind reading, and fortune telling easily, because you would see that if you can get over the mind traps, you automatically would not be jealous. So the first thing you should do is notice the body. When you're feeling jealous, when this green-eyed monster, as we call it, takes over you, and you become a slave of jealousy, how does your body physically feel? Is there a tightening in the chest? Is there pressure in your head? And a body scan practice. You have to practice your body scan. Start thinking from top to bottom. How your brain is reacting, how your eyes are there, how you flushing. Is your chest constricted? Is your heart beating faster? Are you getting angry? So all those things, emotions, have a physical impact. And a body scan practice would help you notice that a jealous feeling surfaces in your body is different from different people, but you can write down your feeling. So first is conduct the body scan and write down what is happening to your body. When you're writing down, you would forget the cause of being jealous or why your body is reacting in this manner, and half the battle is won. But the second step is recognize your thought patterns. When you notice yourself beginning to slip into the process of mind reading, personalizing, or fortune telling, pause. They are talking. Don't think they are talking about you. Why? Ignore. And then, if you cannot ignore, argue, then are you that important that the people should be talking about you? And if you are really that important, then you should be happy. Instead of taking the negative aspect, why don't you look at the positive aspect and think that you are too important, you are so important that they cannot possibly ignore you. But recognize your thoughts, rationalize them. Try to understand that is your reaction based on fact, or are you just imagining? Reflect on the positive aspects of your relationship with your friend, with your boss, with your partner, with anybody of whom you are jealous. That there have been times, think of the instances when you had good relationship or you had normal relationship. So why should anybody start going back? So when you rationalize and recognize your thought pattern, would not feel jealous. You might feel envious, but then, as I said, that's not bad. Then identify the root of your jealousy. As I said, jealousy can be because of anger. Jealousy can be because of fear. So try to understand why you're jealous. Are you angry that the other person is more well off? And mostly it's in the relations. Your relation has got a bigger car, a bigger bungalow, and you feel jealous. You feel angry. How the hell dare he earn more than I earn? I work as hard as he does. That's not the way. So try to understand the root cause, and if you can, at the same time, try to understand that what you're feeling now. The emotion of jealousy, is it not going to threaten your relationship? And is the loss of relationship equal to the emotion of jealousy that is corroding you? If your friend has been accepted, a new friend has been accepted, is it because you have been ignoring him? You have been putting more hours at work? You have not bothered to see him? So why should he bother to see you? So try to rationalize and your thought pattern and also the cause of your jealousy. And when you are able to do that, you would find that this emotion of jealousy would be like a spent force. It would have no impact at all on you. Therefore, your mind trap that had captured you, that had ensnared you, would no longer be effective mind trap, and you would be out of that. And once you're out of that, you would see your relationships, your friendships in a new light, from a new perspective, more human, more giving, more participative, more inclusive. And when you can adopt that attitude, you would not be jealous. Envy, yes. Jealousy, no. That should be your credo. Identify your mind traps. Forget about personalizing, fortune telling. Don't assume things. Don't try to be mind reader. Look to yourself, and you will get over this green-eyed monster. Is there a better way than getting rid of the green-eyed monster and being a better human being? Don't you think so? Better thyself by getting rid of this emotion of jealousy that suffocates, strangulates, corrodes, demeans, and debases you. Thank you.